Welcome guys to the show Pawn Man. I'm Evan Kale. I work in the gold and silver business. It's my job both to educate you and entertain you. I bring my camera along to work. If you've never seen the show, I do deals, I educate you at home, and I make some money and show you how everything works here. If you've seen the show before, you know the first thing I have to do is online orders, so we're gonna start packing stuff up from TikTok and eBay. And after that, hopefully some people come in. It's a cold Saturday morning. It's right after New Year's, so I don't know how busy it's gonna be in the shop today, but Lord knows we're gonna have some fun, or at least try to. TikTok, I have a couple mystery boxes. I created our TikTok business less than 2 months ago and it's already a behemoth. I'm just glad I have you, because there's no way I could do eBay and this and run the store. I mean, I'm magical, but I'm not a fucking magician. Because she's doing eBay, I am only doing TikTok because I couldn't do both at once. I was like kind of starting to come apart. If you all couldn't tell at home. So let me show you what's going on TikTok. I didn't even see what you packed up today for eBay. So I found a bunch of these Russian, they're 2 ounces. They commemorate Russian history. I had a set of like 15 of them. So I was selling them for, I broke the set apart and I was selling them for 60 bucks each. So I sold out. I got 4 of them here. I sold the rest yesterday. One person bought one individually for 60. And then this is for my giveaway. There's 12 silver certificates, 4 1976 $2 bills that are uncirculated. And this 1.5 ounce round from the Canadian government. It's 49 silver. This is my 30,000 follower giveaway. I hit 30,000 on TikTok, so. Every 10,000 followers on TikTok, I'm doing a giveaway, and the giveaways are gonna get nicer and nicer, so go follow me on Pawn Man. Cool, just sold 2 more 10 ounce bars I was doing $2.90 for 1 or $2.85 for 2. Free shipping. I bought these at $2.70, so it's gonna probably cost me $7 to ship. I'm probably making like 15 bucks on this, but a profit's a profit. 366-571114. And I'm my own mail person. I have to do all the shipping. I'm responsible for sending everyone a tracking number. So I gotta run to the post office every day, and I gotta make sure that all these are in order. And I'm going to the post office every fucking day now. What's going on, Terry?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you? Happy New Year.
My stocking, my Christmas gift.
I have not seen you in a while.
Yeah, I just stopped for a while.
What do you want to look at today?
I want to get some more because I know you probably don't have what I want. I want the it's 5 on my one. I know I don't have it. You probably don't have it.
You're looking for a certain date?
Yeah, 92, 93.
Here, I'll let you look at these. I don't believe I do have any of those. If I do, they're New Orleans, man.
Okay.
But check those out.
Okay.
Those aren't uncirculated anymore. Alright, so let me show you guys what a $125 mystery box looks like. So we got a 1928 $2 bill, 1915 B penny, a 3-cent piece, a seated dime, a Liberty nickel, a Barber dime, some mixed world currency, some counterfeit Confederate notes, a first day issue Batman stamp, 2 wooden nickels, a Zimbabwe note for 20 billion, an ounce of silver, and an uncirculated peace dollar, and a Barber $half and a Barber quarter. All right, you're all set?
Yeah.
So let's see, we got 84 Morgan, uncirculated, 1892, 1891, some Jefferson nickels. Yeah, even hundreds, okay. All right, Terry, I'll see you, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so he's gone. He's a super nice guy. Now I gotta build another mystery box. This one is $100. Now we will build something of good value. This is my mystery box drawer. It's like all stuff that I use for mystery boxes. This is a $100 box. Some world coins, a couple of these fake banknotes, 1980 Susan set, a couple penny tubes, an X note silver certificate, an old red book, ounce of silver, half ounce of silver, 40%er, an Eisenhower uncirculated 1959 nickel, a couple exonumia pieces. This, which I will talk about later in another episode, this is 1/10 of a gram of gold. It's a cryptocurrency that's tied to gold. So I bought a bunch of these notes from somebody the other week, so these are going in mystery boxes. I'll show you guys a mistake I made. I bought this Rolex watch, this lady's watch here, and it is not real. And I paid $450 for it, but luckily I got the lady's phone number. She's coming back. I told her I'm gonna give her 50 bucks for the inconvenience, and she's bringing more things for me to buy. This was the only thing that wasn't genuine in her collection, and I know her heart is probably a little bit broken because apparently, like, she went off about how this was her mother's pride and joy, this watch, and like she took good care of it. She'd be like, my mom wouldn't buy anything fake. Your mom had a fake watch all those years. Good thing she died without knowing. How does one tell if a Rolex is fake? Well, to be totally honest, I mean, like I said, I got burned on this, so I may not be the best person to be giving this advice because I'm still learning. But But what you do, there's a serial number right here, and you gotta take this part out, and then you can read the serial number and look it up, and then you can look up all the attributes of the watch. And if you know what you're doing, you can figure out if it's real or not. Like I said, because I'm still learning, I'm not great at this. You guys remember when that Rolex came in like episode 3, it was like a $19,000 diamond encrusted Rolex. Like I wouldn't touch it because it's like, God, I don't know if this is real or not. I'm not good enough for this. To be making this call about money and should I buy it is way too expensive of an item. So, I mean, usually when I see Rolex watches, they are fake. It's kind of like when I see a men's 18 karat gold chain, almost always fake. Other ways you can tell if a Rolex is real, I mean, it's kind of like a Rolls Royce. It is just the top quality for a watch. You just feel it. Does it feel like it cost $5,000 new? Look at it. Are the pieces standing up well on their own? This one, you see how it's bending like that? Either it's a heavily worn Rolex or it's fake, and in this case it turned out to be fake. I mean, I almost didn't buy it just because of this slouching thing that it's doing here, but I've also seen some genuine ones come in that are just way worn down and beat to hell, but they're real. All right, well, this guy quit being a bitch and pulled the trigger on the bars, so let's pack these up now. And if you're like, Evan, this whole episode is just you shipping stuff, that's like right now 80% of my duties here because I have created a monster that is only getting bigger. These are uncut sheets. Wow, look at that error. Make a TikTok about this. Pawn man sitting in the boss's chair, showing off some cool currency. Just look at all this currency I'm surrounded by. These are uncut sheets of $20 bills. They're star notes. It's worth $80 face value. It's worth about $100. These aren't terribly rare. Lots of old $100 bills. Like there's face value, there's thousands and thousands of dollars right here, and they're worth more than their face. Federal Bank of Minneapolis, I. If you ever see I on a note, it means it's from Minneapolis. You can see the error on this one pretty obviously. We've talked about this before. The thing is with error notes, they're very rare because the Treasury does not want error notes to get out for the same reason that the Mint doesn't want coins that are errors to get out. The Treasury, like, you don't want your money to be worth more than its face value because it's a collector item. So, you know, something like this, where the edge is missing like this, I mean, this is somebody fucking up their job. The Treasury is, in my opinion, much more vigilant about keeping error notes out of circulation than the US Mint is. I rarely see error notes, and what I have in front of me is pretty cool. Literally all of these are error notes. That is quite an error. It looks like in 1999, the US Treasury employed somebody who was blind. Equal opportunity.
That's great.
How much is something like this worth?
I don't know.
Look at that. Nothing, just an identification from where it came from and a serial number. Nothing else. Cool treasures every day. Like and follow Pawn Man for more. How y'all doing? I'm doing well. May I help you?
Silver dollar, a liver receipted.
What's it?
Here's my little wish list. Things I'm kind of shopping for.
I don't think I have any of this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty hard to find.
Yeah, no, sure.
Yeah, honestly, if I were you, I would just get them online. I would just type them in. I mean, unless you're enjoying the thrill of the hunt, I think this will take you a long time to find this stuff. I like never see this stuff.
The coins?
Especially like a cap bust, 1827 type 2. Yeah, we had a hell of a coin collection, but when we shut down in March for COVID, I sold all of it, and now we're mainly just bullion.
Great, well.
Thanks for thinking of us, though. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
What's going on, man?
Good, how are you?
Good, how are you? What do we got?
How much are you selling? How much are you buying?
Look at the market.
I came in here the other day. I sold an ounce.
Yeah. What did I pay you the other day?
It's right here. It was 8.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got $18.98 on spot. I'll buy at $18.70. How's that?
18.
What did I pay you last time?
Spot price.
Just straight. I'll do straight spot. That's okay. So it'll be $18.98 an ounce. We got
how much
credit, Canadian maple. We'll make it an even 1900, so I'm not dicking around with you. So that'll be 3,800 bucks. Let me get you cash. That's good. That's good. Cool. Okay. 148.50. It'll be 5,700 then. Yeah, sorry, I'm a little low on here's your receipt. Cash. So okay, here's 1,700, and then here's another 4,000. All looks good.
Yes, sir.
Great. Well, if you want to sell any more, just come on back.
All right, we'll do.
Alright, So now I have 3 ounces of gold. I bought them at 1900. So now I'm gonna go on TikTok and do a deal of the day and see if I can sell them. So the first thing I have to do is look and see what AppMex is charging, because then I always charge less because I can beat their price and they're one of the best prices online. Deals, the cheapest ounce that AppMex has, fuck, it's 1982. 1980, guess I'm doing them at 1980. Pawn Man coming at y'all with the deal of the day. I just purchased 3 ounces of gold. I'm selling all 3 ounces at 1980. Okay, so now I edit it and I'm gonna put that out, and it's 12:30. We'll see if I can't find a buyer by 3. All right, let me show you guys some cool stuff I've come across this week. This is an ivory necklace. Ivory's made from bone, and I actually cannot sell this because it's like, eBay doesn't let you do ivory. I don't think the state of Minnesota allows you to sell ivory. I didn't buy it from anyone, I just came across it, and I've been coming across ivory stuff kind of more and more, and it's like, there's like nothing I can do with it. It's like, this is ivory right here with 14 karat gold. I can't sell this, but I want to melt it down because it's like, it is nice jewelry. It's just highly unethical. So I found these this week. Also, I don't think I've showed this yet. I've had it for a while. I might have showed this in a previous episode. This is an antique, quote unquote, nudie knife. A naked woman printed on a knife. It's gold filled. It's at least 100 years old. I'm trying to get 150 bucks on it because it's a cool antique, but like I said, I've been sitting on it for a while. I don't see these too often, but these knives are very collectible. These little nudie knives when they feature naked people on them. They're mostly women. I've never seen a man on one. And then earlier this week, to raise some funds, because we spent all of our cash and we had like just too much inventory, we went through, we pulled all of our sterling silver, not all of it, but most of it off of eBay, and we just threw it in a giant melt bucket, and it got hauled away to be melted down. So we raised like $15,000 just doing that for cash for buying stuff. And then the next day I went through and I pulled a bunch of gold jewelry out that we've been sitting on for a while, and that was like another 15. But among the things that I put in a bucket to be melted down were these. And the boss was like, no, you can't melt these. These are too special. So what these are, this is a Gerald Ford presidential medal. It's 22 karat gold. Melts at about $1,750. I'm just trying to sell it at the melt value, but these are kind of rare, and I guess it would be a shame to melt this down because you don't find these too often, even though I just want to get my money out on this thing. So I came across this, and then this is really cool. This is a shooting medal from 1880, and it's inscribed on the back. Won by won by A.F. Diesel at Patapsco Range in a match at 200 yards. Scored 134 out of a possible 150, so that's a really fucking good shot. This melts at about 500 bucks, and that's what I'm trying to get on it. It's a cool piece of history. I mean, it would be a shame to melt something down that's that old and cool. So these two things were safe in the melt bucket. But the real treasure this week, let me show you guys what I bought. So this guy came in and he had a bunch of gold, but then he had these. The SS Central America, the quote-unquote ship of gold as it was known, sank in 1857 off the coast of South America in a Category 2 hurricane, and it was fucking full of gold. So they found it in, I believe, 1986 or 7, and they started recovering some pieces from it. Most of the coins that were on it were in pretty good shape. The most expensive coin that I have ever sold was a $20 Gold Eagle graded AU58. So about uncirculated by PCGS. It came in like a special box like this with special papers. I got $5,000 on it. So it was like 125% markup. So this is 3.4 grams here, and this is 3.64 grams here. And these are some of the larger size nuggets I saw. Most of the nuggets are smaller. A 1 gram nugget I saw was going for $1,000 because these are so rare. So these not only come with the fancy deal with the gold in the case, but it also comes with 2 books about it, and both books are autographed. So I said, look, I don't want to be, oh, and it also came with a receipt. The guy bought it this year for $3,000, this whole set. And I said, look, I don't want to be into this for too much. I feel like I could be sitting on this for a long time, so I will give you $1,700 for it. And he said yes. And I mean, it's worth a lot more than that. I put it up for $3,000 for the whole set. So these are cool pieces of history, though. It's really cool to come across treasures like these. And I mean, shit, if I can sell it at anything above $2,500, I'll make some really good money on this. So for the informative part of the episode this week, I've been getting the question a lot. How does one get into this business? What does one have to do to to start doing what I'm doing? And I honestly don't have that great of an answer because really I'm just lucky that I fell into this like I did. So let's say you really like what you see here and you are interested in this. You've always been interested in this kind of thing and now you want to go for it, because I've like literally had people messaging me that they like my show so much and they like what I'm doing so much they want to do what I'm doing. So the first thing you have to do is educate yourself. Education is key in this business. I found out the owner was looking for a young person and I went and met with him and he said, I got to think about it. I'll call you in 3 months. And in those 3 months, I did nothing but read books about coins, about gold, about silver, about economics with gold and silver. I tried to immerse myself as heavily into this business, preparation-wise, learning knowledge through books as I could. I talked about this before. I can't recommend Rick Harrison's book enough. Very, very informative. And I'm sure all you guys know this, I don't do pawn here. We don't have a pawn license. I call myself Pawn Man because it's marketable, because I'm giving pawn stars a run for their money. If you're doing pawn, it is a little bit of a different animal. You're going to be getting more obscure things coming in. You're going to see a lot of power tools coming in. That's one of the main things that people like to pawn. If you ever do open up a pawn shop, don't take power tools. You're going to be sitting on a warehouse full of them and you'll never be able to sell them, and it's just going to be a waste of your money and time. So this is just a buy-sell business. So what you have to do, you need insurance. You need insurance for your building, your property. You need theft insurance, all that kind of stuff. Insurance in this business is really expensive. You need a building, you need security, you're going to need bulletproof glass, you're going to need plenty of safes. It wouldn't hurt to have a gun or 2 or 3, though it's not required. You're going to need to be familiar with the city which you are operating, what the rules are. So I am actually not in Minneapolis. I'm in a suburb next to Minneapolis, and I'm not in Minneapolis because the regulations are just too strict. I wouldn't be able to buy and sell stuff the same day. Minneapolis makes you wait, God, I think it's like 2 weeks or something. If I buy something and like, you know, I just want to turn stuff. The city that I'm in doesn't care. You're allowed to sell stuff the same day you buy it. So you just need to be really familiar with the city. Do they have a lot of regulations? Is there a city next door to a big city that doesn't have the regulations that the big city has? You want to enter into this business as easily as possible without red tape, without a city telling you what to do. So in my case, I will never have, I'd like to open up a second location, or just like a location where I can just buy stuff from the public. And I will never have a location in Minneapolis as much as I would like to, just because of the city policies. It just makes it too hard to do this business. But the most important thing you will need for this business to operate it is cash. Lots and lots of cash to buy. You're gonna need $100,000 in cash, liquid, just in case, because you know, when stuff walks in through the door, I have to buy it. I can't not buy it. It'll, 1, damage my reputation, and 2, the way this business works, like, I just need to keep buying and selling, keep buying and selling. So if 50 ounces of gold walked in here, that'd be 100 grand. I'd have to buy it, and I would pick up a phone and turn it as quickly as I could. But the operating capital with the cash is, it's one of the hardest things, because it's really easy to spend a lot of money in this business, especially if you make a mistake. I mean, really, 100,000 is the minimum. I'd ideally like to have $250,000. We don't have that, and I don't have that, not yet. Finally, you're gonna need testing equipment, because people try and peddle me fake merchandise. You need to know like how to be able to spot a fake, because if you get burned bad, it can shut you down. We had an incident involving extreme theft. I actually recorded a Pawn Man episode. I finished editing it, and I realized that I couldn't release it because it's still in the court system what I'm talking about, and I can't talk about it yet. But we got hit for about 20 grand here, and it really fucked our shit up for a while. We're getting it all back, but still, it just made a mess. So that kind of thing, you just gotta be careful. The bottom line is, you have to be careful, because there's people coming in here trying to rip me off, scam me, maybe even rob me, casing the place to rob it. Just be on your toes, have plenty of people working with you. You can't do this business alone. What you can do, if you do want to do it alone, is you can have a mobile business where you drive around, but that's really risky because you can get carjacked. There's other ways of doing it too remotely. You could do, and I'm going to be doing this in the future. I was going to do it last month, but just because of COVID, I pulled the plug on it. You can go to a hotel and you can rent the conference room, and you can take out an ad in the local newspaper, and you can just buy from the public in a hotel conference room. I know several dealers that do that, and they make a lot of money doing that, but it is kind of risky driving around with that much cash. Another important thing you're gonna need is a silver supply or a gold supply, a steady supply of precious metals coming in that you can constantly be buying to keep your business going. Now that's probably one of the hardest elements about this. Right now I've noticed the demand for silver and gold is really high, and there's not as many people selling as there were a couple months ago, so right now my supply is limited, and that fucks up my business a little bit. I work with other dealers, and in working with other dealers, other high volume vendors, I'm able to acquire silver or gold whenever I need it. It's just the margins are never going to be as good. Instead of buying it and acquiring it for below spot like I would off somebody walking in off the streets, I have to call my dealer. He might be a buck over, he usually is. So like right now I have a monster box of American Silver Eagles, but because I didn't buy them from the public, I had to pay over spot. So I'm selling them at a price that does seem, shall we say, less competitive. and it's just what I gotta do. The best kind of thing that can happen is when someone comes in with, say, $100,000 worth of stuff. I've done that once. I had to haul in all the silver on a crate, and I bought everything at a buck under spot, and we made a lot of money on that deal. What I would recommend all of you guys do, if you're legitimately interested in this business, is find somebody that has an established shop and go see if they'll hire you. Now, getting hired to do this business is in and of itself a challenge because it requires a lot of trust and it requires expertise. You know, it's almost like working in a restaurant. There's a catch-22 where you need to have restaurant experience to work in a restaurant, but how do you get restaurant experience if you've never worked in a restaurant? You just have to get lucky and have somebody take a chance on you, and that's what I would recommend. Go work at a pawn shop or go work at a business like this. A coin shop would be very close to it. Become familiar with it, immerse yourself in the knowledge, learn through experience. Really, learning through experience is, in my opinion, the best way to learn how to do this. You're going to make mistakes. Everyone does. I make mistakes. I made 2 mistakes this week that were pretty big. So hopefully that answers your question. I will take more questions on this in the comments section. Anything I'm missing or anything you want to know more on, just let me know and I'll address it. Good. What can I help you with? Okay, let me take a look. Okay, we've got some silver and gold here. Let's check it out. What do you know about this piece?
It came from Russia. It's like a family piece.
Okay.
Slash, actually, I wouldn't say family piece. Like somebody gave me as a gift and they bought it in Russia.
It's stamped 18, but the acid faded away.
What faded away?
Yeah, so what I do is I make a mark on this granite block and then I just take this acid here. And if the mark holds, then it's good. It looks like it's 14. Go ahead and weigh this. Got 13 bucks in silver.
More than it's making sitting in my pocket.
I suppose that's right. This is $250. Plus 13 is $388. I just need a form of ID. And here's your receipt. Cool. Here's your license. It's kind of a mess. Here's $388. I went to high school with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the silver that I bought, it's probably like a $3 or $4 profit. So this is going in the melt bucket. The gold melts at $150. Got paid $125. Little profit. But this is where things might get interesting. I don't know anything about this. I just took a guess. It weighs 14.17 grams. I factored it 8 grams of weight because with watches like this, most of the weight is in the movement in here. And I factored it as being a 14 karat gold watch. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a little research on this. This might be a high ticket item. It looks like a very nice antique and she said it was from Russia. Potentially this could be a $500 or $600 item. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm not gonna make any money on it at all. We'll find out. What I'm gonna do with this though, is I'm gonna put it up on eBay on a live auction for a week at a certain price. So what I'll do is I'll do starting bid 300 and we'll see what happens. And on that note, it is the end of the day, so I'm gonna wrap this episode up. If you guys like this video, be sure you give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button so you know when new episodes of Pawn Man are out. Go follow me on social media at Evan Kale and at pawn.man. Go check out my books, go get some Pawn Man merchandise. See you guys back here for another episode of Pawn Man. Later, guys.